So I don't know about you guys, but damn, yesterday was underwhelming and disappointing. A ban list, right? Ban list. What's going on, you guys? Slim here, making this type of video because I guess I didn't do it last format. I kind of forgot because we're in an online format, which clearly people don't acknowledge as a real format. Clearly the company doesn't, which makes sense because I hate to say it, they don't support Dueling Book, they don't support the online platform. I get it. I read your guys' comments. I agree with you. Good job. You're actually right. I actually forgot to acknowledge that. However, I still personally feel we do have a format going on because you know what? People are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And the same players are still doing well with the same decks. So today I want to do the top 5 best decks of the format. Now this is basically what the list would have been last format with one addition, and when we get to like the 5th and the honorable mentions and all that, that's like the really fun part of this video. So what I need to do is knock out all the boring stuff, quote unquote boring stuff, because let's face it, we know these decks. One new deck sits at the dinner seat, like I said yesterday. That's pretty much it. The list brought back 3 cards. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. But anyways, if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You guys will be notified whenever I stream on Twitch. You guys know the same spiel that I give every video. But yeah, top 5 decks of the format. We're going to start with number 1, Synchro Eldritch. Whether you like it or not, still the best deck of the format. Needle Fiber, it wasn't meant to get touched. Link Ross, what is it, the Mecha Phantom Beast Link, none of those cards were going to get touched. They were too new. I didn't think any of them were going to get slapped on the wrist. There's no point to put Needle Fiber to 1. Most decks only play 1. The decks that play 2 or more are the decks that need 2 for extra combos later in the turn or whatever. But yeah, Synchro Eldritch has proven itself over and over again. Can the Man Kneel has won how many events with the deck? Everyone has been playing that version of the deck and has proven to be really good. It's like a draw 4 combo, a draw God knows how many cards combo, and it's pretty insane. It's the reason why you have to main deck cards like Nibiru in Impermanence this format. It's pretty crazy. Even though I don't play it, I still acknowledge that it's the best deck. It is one of the biggest decks that I go up against a lot online on Dueling Book, even on EDO Pro sometimes, not as much, but it's still definitely one of the best decks. Its synchro abilities are insane. It puts up negates. You guys already know with Boral Savage and with Herald and with God knows what else, including hand traps. I think the deck's really strong. The deck can play first, going second. Obviously it wants to go first and combo off. It's pretty crazy. You cannot deny it's the best deck of the format, whether you want to or not. Online format, real format. If we were in a format right now, majority of the good players would be playing Synchro Eldritch because it is just that good. Nothing changed on the ban list. Nothing changes in this deck. It's still the best deck of the format. Moving on, number 2, Emancipator. Surprising, right? I actually learned how to say it. It only took me, what, like a month? Emancipator. I mean, I feel like, wow, I actually know how to say the deck. I'm still going to call it the rock deck. Get your rocks off. I like this deck. I personally like this deck a lot. I like its excavating to, get a card is cool. All those other things. The deck is pretty crazy. There's no denying it's the second best deck. I would have put it at number 1 had Synchro Eldritch not become a thing. Even when Eldritch Invoked was a deck, it was not as heavily represented as Synchro Eldritch was. And because of that, I thought the Rock deck was the best deck. I clearly thought that the Rock deck was number 1. It's number 2, give or take a week. It's really hard to say. Like, you're going to see Emancipator in the top. You're going to see Eldritch, Synchro, Eldritch, whatever in the top. And they're both vying for that top spot. But as of right now, it's the second best deck. I think the deck is absolutely insane. I love what the deck does. Block Dragon. You're still at 3 because online formats don't count, I guess. So yeah, Block Dragon is still at 3. This deck is still broken. This deck is still insane. Block Dragon is one of the most insane cards I've ever seen. I love Dragon Rulers. You know this from back in 2013. Tell me when a Dragon Ruler gave you a +3. I'll wait. Yeah, it gives you a +3, and guess what? It's not once per turn. You know how you were limited to each element? You're not limited to Block Dragon. You have the requirements in the graveyard. Guess what? It keeps coming back. So, Block Dragon, Emancipator, Rock deck, get your rocks off. Second best deck of the format, there's no denying it. We're going to see these 2 titans battle it out every single tournament, every single online tournament. Watch the next LCS that's coming up in like 2 weeks or something. You will see what I mean. It's easily the second best deck of the format, and for good reason. The deck is very strong at what it does. It plays around Nibiru like it's nobody's business. It's gone as far as to main deck Dark Ruler no more, plays hand traps, etc. Change the Go engine, adds the Despots. You guys already know, it just can do everything just like Synchro Eldritch can. Synchro Eldritch just relies more on its synchro plays and Needle Fiber and all that, but Emancipator is not without its charm at all, so easily the second best deck. Okay, half the video dedicated to number 1 and number 2. Okay, I know you guys might be bored. Okay, number 3. Now, number 3 is exciting. Dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. There's no denying this deck is insane. Shout out to my roommate Gio, who plays with dinosaurs all the time. Shout out to everyone who plays dinos. I wish I played dinos. Shout out to Ryan the Gaskins. You already know. Dinos are insane. There's no way around it. Ultimate Conductor's a bitch, man. Like, literally just comes, just wipes your whole board. It's pretty crazy. I think the deck's very strong. The deck's very good at going first, very good at going second. It can break a board, it can build a board, it can do it all. It can play Pot of Extrav. It has the new, alright, I can't pronounce that guy's name, but it's got the new level 1 guy. I thought it was Jewel Gate or something, whatever, until they changed the name to something I can't pronounce. It took me this long to pronounce Emancipator, so trust me, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, but hey. Deck's insane. Deck can play VFD if it wants. There are builds that don't even focus on VFD and still do well. Did you see how I got second at the PPG, maining the barrier statue? Crazy. I think dinos are in a really solid spot. Of course, nothing got hit. Miscellaneousaurus is a broken card. All these other cards are broken. I expect a lot of good things from dinos the rest of this format. Do not sleep on dinosaurs. That deck will just completely steamroll you if you do. I think the deck is fantastic, and I am super excited to see what it can do, because not only can you play dinos, the True King dinos, the Lost World dinos, you can also throw in the Synchro engine and just start doing some crazy stuff with Needle Fiber, Link Ross, I'm always gonna call it Needle Fiber, Halley Fibrax, with Link Ross, with Jet Synchron, all that stuff. You can still do all that in that deck too. That's crazy, and you, like I said, you can just go second and literally just make your opponent's board extinct. Get it? Anyways, on to number 4. Shout out to Dinos, that was awesome. Number 4, Salomon Great. No denying, Salomon Great is definitely one of the decks that I almost forgot. When I posted in the community tab, I almost forgot. My bad. No denying that Access Code Talker just bumped that deck back up. It won another PPG, I think 2 weeks ago or something like that. The deck is starting to see more representation. Deck's very good. You've played against Salad. I've played against Salad. We've all played against that deck for the past several formats. It keeps coming back. It keeps getting something that keeps it going. And you know what it is? Access Code Talker makes an OTK so easy. It has the control and the grind game that a deck needs. Its grind game is insane. Its grind game is one of the most unmatched grind games in the game. Like, there's no way around it. I think that deck is fantastic. If you're playing Salad, you know what you're doing? By all means. Access Code Talker is ridiculous. Like, that deck is just like, it's got Rage, it's got Roar, still got Gazelle, it's still got its things that it does. It still plays Pot of Desires, it still does all those things, and it does it very well. And I think we're going to see more people picking up Salad again, purchasing their Access Code Talkers, and, you know, just doing well in this format. And I apologize for not putting it in the top 5 in my initial post, but I was wrong. Salad is definitely in the top 5. Mark my words, you will see its representation continue to rise as the tournaments continue. And number 5, Altergeist. I mean, you got 3 Faker. I mean, what do you want me to say? I love Guru. God knows I love Guru gang. Like, I really do. But I have to admit, 3 Faker is one of the most annoying things on this earth. Like, how many times did I have to say it yesterday during yesterday's video? You're going to see Imperm Faker. You're going to see Evenly Faker. You're going to see Insert Trap Name Faker a lot more now, and it's pretty crazy. Altergeist, you are getting closer to the head of the dining table. You already know that the head of the table at one end is Emancipator, at the other end is Synchro Eldritch. You're getting closer and closer to them. You're not better than them, but you're going to see that anyone who's playing Geist before, including Doug, already talked about it, you have 3 Faker. The deck changes. I know Pac is working on the deck. Shout out to Pac. He won with 1 multi-Faker. Now he gets to experience it with 3. They're also talking about the new level 1 possibly coming out soon. Keep an eye on Geist. Do not forget your Twin Twisters, your Cosmic Cyclones, your Lightning Storms, your Evenlys. Whatever you can to take down trap decks, do not neglect that in your side deck, because let's face it, traps suck to play against. I love playing traps. Do I love when they're playing against me? Hell no. And I know you guys feel exactly the same. Keep an eye on Altergeist. I won't deny that the deck is definitely going to be at the dinner table now more because of how strong it will be with 3 multi-Faker. Mark my words. Whatever Geist lost to before, it still loses to that. But now they have 2 extra Fakers, which means they continue doing things, and it's very oppressive against the opponent. So we're going to see a lot of crazy things happen with that deck. So those are the top 5 best decks. Okay, now the best part of the video. Everything else. And there's so many decks. There's Mech Knight Invoked. There's Pure Mech Knight. There's Sky Strikers. There's Necros. Yeah, there's Necros. Until Dragma comes out, there's still Necros, Pure Necros. People are going to try Ritual Beast. People are going to try Sky Strikers if you're a good pilot. All these other rogue decks, this bonus category is for everything else that doesn't get mentioned. but needs to be mentioned. All these decks are good this format. Just because decks put up an crazy board does not mean you can't break it. I've broken boards. I've had my boards broken. I know what it takes to break a board, to build a board, etc., etc. There are plenty of decks you can play this format. Do not forget that. Just because we talked about the top 5 does not mean that these other decks can be knocked out. Look at what Sky Strikers did in the hands of a pilot like Ryan Yu. Mech Knights will continue to do things. I mean, there's a freaking hand loop. You guys saw the video. You'll see it somewhere in the end screen or whatever. The deck profile and the hand loop. Yeah, that's just Mech Knights. That's not even Mech Knight Invoke. Mech Knight Invoke just slaps you with Neos. It's pretty crazy, but overall, those are my thoughts. I think those are the best decks of the format right now. The top 5 decks of the format with everything else that is still fantastic. If I wanted to make these are the best decks of the format, this would be a 40-minute video because I would talk about every single deck. I'd probably spend like 10 minutes alone on Mech Knights and Mech Knight Invoke, but there's no denying. If you're not playing one of those top 5 decks, fuck it. Play something else. Play one of the other decks. Oh, and also, at tier 0 status, of course, is Pendulum. Shout out to Steven. Again, if you know how to play Pendulum, I don't. If you know how to play Pendulum, are good with it, play it. The deck's a sleeper deck. I think a lot of people, just not enough people play the deck like Steven does. It doesn't have enough representation, and it totally just mollywops you when you don't know what you're doing against it. But those are my thoughts. That's today's video. If you guys enjoyed, give it one of these. If you guys are gonna purchase any of these cards that I talked about, use my TCG player link. It's in the description below. Costs you nothing in return. Comes back to the channel. Helps me out. I appreciate it. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sure I forgot some decks. I'm sure I did. But mark my words. Everything under the top 5 is all the rogue crazy decks. And guess what? I'm not saying they don't have the potential to be tier 1 or tier 1.5 or whatever. They're just not represented enough, which means we need to change that. If I get a chance to enter online tournaments, I'm playing Mech Knights, baby. Like, we need to give some representation and put decks on the map. Like Ryan Yu did with Striker, you're going to see that with other decks. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Well, like Simo said, welcome to the Eternal format. It's pretty crazy, right? I'll see you guys next time.